How's it going, everybody? Deviant Gamer here, and welcome back to another episode of TerraFirmaCraft. Last episode, it's almost nighttime too, jeez. Last episode, we sealed up some of these barrels. As you can tell, they're still sealed. Who knows if they'll be freed by the end of the episode. But there's some things that I want to finish making this episode, or not finish making, but start making this episode. So I'm going to go ahead and wait until it becomes daytime and gather a few materials, and I shall be back. So for now, I'm going to make this my cooking prep area. But I want to try something. I want to see if I can modify this while that is on top of it. I think you can. And if so, I have an idea for this. So let me go to finite edit mode. And let me break away, let's see, this one, and right click it, so that popped off, so it didn't like that. Can I, aha, so you can put it back, and can you edit it? Okay, now I can edit it. And my thing broke before I was able to finish. And I also accidentally broke the, actually, you know what, I'm going to temporarily remove you. Accidentally also broke this one, or turned this one into a multi-edit, which I didn't want to do. So I'm gonna put that back. But, as you can see, I was trying to make it kind of like a hollowed box. Thought that would be kind of cool looking. And I might still do that eventually. But until now, or until then, I'll just leave it as it is and use it to cook some food, because my food, oopsies, my food bar is really low, and I want, do I have garlic seed? Garlic seed, I do. So take that, do I have cabbage seed? I do not have cabbage seed. Carrot seed, yes I do. So cabbage, let's turn you into seeds before I forget. And let's see what this turns out to be. Turns out to be the efficiency speed 1. And by the way, I figured out what power is. Power is how strong the effect is. So that's what that is for. Can I put a meal in there? I can. Sweet. Saves me space for now. But anyways, onwards to another thing that I need to gather. Alright, so up on top of this hill, I have one of these rock outcroppings. There's a couple around the map here. But what I want to make is a forge, and a forge requires you to have stone on the left, right, back, front, and underneath it. So these corner pieces aren't required, but, you know, all I had to do was dig 2 stones, and there we go. I got a perfect, like, you know, hole for a forge, so it just works. So this will be a temporary area, of course, because I want to eventually build one in my house, so it'll just make it easier. But to make a forge, other than having the stone, you need some charcoal, hence why I made a charcoal pit. Now you fill the bottom of it with charcoal, and it acts just like the wheat does, or snow. You just layer it up until you have 8 of them in there, and then you're set to go. You also will need a fire starter. This one may work, but most likely won't. Yep, didn't. I'll need to get another one. So let me do that. That can go away. And hopefully, there we go, start it up. And so this will start gathering temperature. You can put ingots. Remember, I had all those ingots from before that were not being used because you couldn't use them. You can actually reheat ingots with a forge. Unlike being able to put it in a vessel and then remelting it that way, it doesn't work. Only the raw ore form is able to be melted that way. So if you want to remelt it, in case you want to, I don't know, use the tools again, you build it like this. Now, as you can see, this is hot and this is warm. This is actually the hottest spot of the forge, and you can actually fill the lower part with charcoal to heat it up and keep it going. But this will be the hottest spot, this will be the second hottest spot, and then this will be the coldest spot up here, because it's kind of like you're piling up from the flames down here. So I am going to reliquefy these iron ingots. Sorry about that. I also want to take this marble here and turn it into flux. I'm going to turn it all into flux, so I got 30 flux. And while this is heating up, I'm just going to put 3 more in there. While this is heating up and turning into a liquid, I want to show you another cool thing you can do. Take a stone hammer and a raw stone, so one of these, in the area that it naturally spawns. See, I could mine this and, you know, take the raw stone form of it, just like I did with the marble, and put it in my house. But as long as it's within the zone that this normally generates, you're fine. And hit it with a hammer by right-clicking it, and you'll see you lower it. Now it's become a stone anvil. In the stone anvil, you get this huge interface. Don't worry, I'll explain most of this in the meantime. Just be amazed at the amazingness. And then put your stone hammer on the side. And the reason why is because if there isn't a stone hammer in there, you remove it, and it's a raw stone anvil, it'll go back to becoming a normal stone block. So if I remove this, it'll become a stone block like that is. Now that's a bright red, dark red, and very hot. As you can see, that really shows off how this is going. Now you want to put in ceramic molds on this side. You can even stack them like this if you want to. But the reason why you want to put the ceramic molds on the side like it is because this will eventually heat up to the point where it will become a liquid and will melt and be put over. And so this will basically prevent it from melting and turning into bad stuff. Now I want to keep it at this 3 orange stage and remelt this to match it. So this is 1 orange. Now this is not only a place where you can put your ceramic molds to catch it if you accidentally overheat it and liquefy it, but it also is considered like a warming spot. So this has 3 stars, this has 4 stars, and they will stay at that range, and you won't have to worry about it melting any further than that. So I'm kind of watching these, making sure that they kind of stay in that orange range, the range that I want to. I'm going to put that one in just so I can keep it that way. It's weird, there should be like a stone hammer showing up on there, but it's not. I think it's just a graphical glitch. Bright red. See, still 3 and 2. And even if this cools down completely, so I'm actually going to remove this because I don't want to. Yeah, I don't even need to torch that, so save the charcoal. Save the charcoal! Cut down trees. No. So that's 1 orange. Oh. Bright red again. If it starts cooling down, I'm going to put that charcoal back in there. Yeah, it's starting to cool down too much. I'm going to put that charcoal back in there. And the reason why I'm doing this is I want to make something out of these ingots here. So I'm not going to do it until this is at least the orange stage. So I'll be right back so I don't waste too much of your guys' time. Alrighty then, so I've gotten these to be all 4-star oranges, which is perfect. This is going to cool down. Actually, while that's kind of still there, don't like how... Come on, drink up. There we go. Now I can sprint. I'm going to take some more of these ingots here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And run all the way up there. So that I can hopefully continue doing this. So put 1, 2, 3, 4. Put 1, 2, 3 in there. And these will start heating up. So this has to be done kind of fast. So I have the hammer here on the right or left hand side. I put flux on the right hand side. Now the reason why I needed these to become orange is because this is the stage that they can be worked by an anvil. So I'm going to put them here, and once they're at 3 stars, because I think 4 stars is too high, I think it has to be at least 3 stars, I can hit the weld button. Actually, I can try now. There we go, perfect. And that will create a double ingot. And I can even put the double ingot in here if I want to keep it at that temperature and keep working it, but I don't want it to be past the double ingot stage at the moment. And put it here and weld. And it takes a little bit of the flux, and whoops, that's a graphic glitch. See, it'll take a little bit of that flux, and to weld these two together. And now these two are just going to be cooling in my inventory, which is fine. And once again, I'm going to put the ceramic mold here so I don't overheat it, which is fine. And I'm going to keep doing that until I get, let's see, 7 double ingots, which requires 14 normal ingots, and I have, if you don't remember when I moved my ingots over, 15 normal ingots. So we should be fine for the ingot count here. And it is becoming nighttime soon, so I'm going to take this bed. so that I can sleep through the night without having to waste the time running up and down. But I will be back once I've created all these double ingots, because it does take some time to work, but at least now you kind of know how it's done. So I'm just gonna put that in there and wait till this is 3 stars. Perfect. Put that one down because that's the coldest, or second coldest actually. This one's coldest, and that's 1 star. And I'm gonna just keep repeating this process over, and I'm just waiting until this becomes a triple star so I can show you. And then once I get 2 of them, like so, there's that hammer. Put both of them in here and weld. And you can actually put them in here, and just like these 4 slots, it doesn't actually cool down. So those are all like ways of preventing things from cooling down faster than you want them to cool. And I'm stuck behind that. There we go. See, there we go. That turned into a liquid because I wasn't paying attention, but because I had the ceramic mold here, it's fine. But the problem is because now it's a liquid, I have to, well, re-solidify it and turn it into a solid again. So we are at 4 stars there. Put that in here. Take that mold out. We got the 4 stars here, and just keep doing that. Just keep doing that. Boom, boom. So as you can see, this is kind of like the basics of using the anvil, making these into the ingot form. So I'm gonna go ahead and craft this last one. This guy, I'm just gonna let melt, turn into the ceramic mold, and put the liquid form over here. And the reason why is because that way I can use the liquid form at a later date. Maybe if I break a pickaxe or something, I can do it. There we go. So let's have that. So I'll just, this is almost a bright red. When it passes orange to the yellow stage, that's when it liquefies. And this coal should easily, I'll go and put 1 in more just in case. But that should be enough to just let this thing liquefy. But in here, I should be able to do this with hot metal. These 3 have cold, this one's almost cold. And these are hot still because I just made them. But if you put double ingots of any, well, not any, most metals in this form, you'll make an anvil. And just for the heck of it, I may make 1 of every kind of anvil, but that's a copper anvil. So we have the stone anvil and the copper anvil. The user interface looks exactly the same, but this anvil, obviously being copper, is more powerful than the stone one. In next episode, I'll show you, there we go. So we got some liquid. I'll put that, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and let it see if the star goes up again, or if it goes down. If it goes down, I'll put it to the left. Yeah, it's going down, so I'm going to put it to the left and let this thing cool. But all you have to do now is just relight this. You don't have to fill it up with charcoal anymore, so that kind of saves you. So here's my kind of like outdoor forge for now. Now, of course, if it's raining or something like that, it cools down the temperatures, and so you can't really use the forge very well, so keep that in mind as well when you're doing a forge outside. If it's covered, like you're inside your house, like, and since this fire pit's covered, so rain won't affect it. That's always a nice thing to, nice reason why you'd want to do it inside, and which is why I want to move my forge inside. So I have all this native copper, and I have some native copper in here, and some other like bismuth and all that stuff. So I do plan to melt those, but remember, your forge doesn't melt ores. It won't melt this. It won't melt the ore forms of any kind. Your pit kiln still is kind of the primary use for that right now, but it will allow you to remelt those ingots. So, you know, melt them in a pit kiln, store them in ingot form, and then use the forge when you're ready to actually use them. Now let's see if this is ready. Okay, remember I put wood in here, and any wood works, though in real life only a certain type of wood, certain types of wood work. But in this mod, all wood works, and that'll make the tenon that you need. Still have water in this one, and this one has soaked hide. Now, as you can see, it used a little bit more than half of the water, so I'm assuming if you put, you know, 16 soak hide in here or so, it'll use up all the water. But you take the soak hide out, and then you, see if I remember how to do this. You take a knife and you get scraped hide. So let's go ahead and use this stone knife up. So got soaked hide into scraped hide. Put the scraped hide into water and seal it. and that will be sealed. And then next episode, I'll show you guys what you do with scraped hide after it's been put in water. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. As always, stay epic. This is Deviant Gamer signing off. Adios.